Hello again, excuse me, from Module 4, where we're running the chi-square test. And we are again looking at the statewide school district data, but this time we are going to be considering if there is a significant relationship or association between region of the state in which the district is located and the average salary. And the reason that a chi-square is really the appropriate test to run is because region, like even though it's region 1, region 2, region 3, that 1 doesn't represent the numeral like one thing, or region 2, but that doesn't mean there's two things in region 2. Now average salary does kind of represent that, but I'm sure they're probably looking at ranges. But let's check it and see. So I hadn't looked at this yet, but I'm super curious now if that's why we would run this. Oh, average salary right there. Okay, so no. So I stand corrected, but we're going to run the chi. We analyze the data. Under descriptive statistics, I'm going to go to crosstabs, and I am looking at the region compared with the average salary. Now, I am a little bit confused because it does feel like the average salary, and I see that right here because of the icon too. It doesn't feel like a grouping as much, so that is a little bit confusing to me on running this, but let's go ahead and run it anyway. It'll be fun. So I'm going to hit statistics, and again, the chi-square for cells. I just have been clicking these when I've been playing with it and running different results, and I just think the more information, the better. Okay. I have to see if there's at least 5 within every category. But that's the thing is, these aren't really categories, right? These are the numbers of what the salary might be when they start. And so, of course, there's not every region has somebody in that category. So I really cannot come down here and look at the Pearson chi-square. So what I can do, even though I'm not going to look at that, I'm going to come look at the likelihood ratio here. And the p-value for this is 1. So since that 1 is significantly more than 0.05, then I am going to be accepting the null hypothesis. So I'm going to be saying that there's really no difference in salary depending on the regions. So I don't understand why we would have run the chi-square test here. I could consider all of these numbers like grouping them into like making a salary between 38,000 and 48,000, 48,000, 50,000. In fact, I think I'm going to do that for fun. Super exciting. I mean, shoot, if we're just looking at the region matters, we just don't need that many. I'm seeing the ranges here, 42,000, 57,000. Looks to be my range. So, all right. So now I'm going to go to transform. I am going to do recode into different variables. I'm just trying this. I really don't know. I'm thinking about the average salary, but I really want to make it salary groupings. Okay, but I'm going to do old and new. Let's do a range. Now that I've looked at it, let's go below the range here so I get them all in case I missed something. 30,000 through, so I kind of got the range. I'll do 10,000 groups. So the new value is going to be 1. Okay. So now let's do another one, and let's do, so I did 3, so I'm guessing I'm going to have to do 40001 through 50,000. And we're going to call that group 2. This is fun to like play around. Okay. Sorry. So 60,000, nothing was higher than that. I'm going to call that group 3. All right. So now I have these groups. Okay. Okay, so now here I should have a category that says salary groupings. Why is there one with oh, because I was over 60,000, and that's going to mess me up. So let me also go in and add that new group. Let's say, I mean, I see here I could do range, lowest through value, range value through the highest. Okay, but I'm just going to do it this way. In the 60s here. Oh, I almost forgot to give it a grouping. Those are the Northwest Arkansas people. Okay, so hopefully I have data now in all of my, I think I do. Okay, so now I can actually come in here and analyze. I'm going to do descriptive statistics to run, this is to run the chi-square test. Analyze descriptive statistics, and I'm going to look at cross tabs. I'm already looking at region, and this time, instead of average salary, I'm going to look at salary groupings. Okay, and I'm going to make sure everything is checked the way I wanted it to be. Down here, let's see what this is going to look like. All right, so the problem is, so now I have like in these categories for salary groupings, and so it makes sense to me that, you know, within each range, you know, in the 30,000s, the 40,000s, the 50,000s, or the 60,000s. So, but I see like there was 0 in region 1. Nobody was making in the 30,000s. So that's less than 5, which means I cannot come down here and just look at my Pearson chi-square. But what I can do is look at the likelihood ratio, and I see that the p-value is less than 0.05. In fact, it would probably read zeros on some of the programs I'm watching him run, but it's less than 0.05. And so that shows me that I'm rejecting the null hypothesis, and I'm saying, yes, there's definitely a difference in an average salary depending on what region you live in. For instance, I could say, 60% of teachers in region 1, or of staff, I should say, in region 1 make in the $40,000 range, or I would say make between $40,001 and $50,000. But then for region 2, 77% make in the 40,000s, and I would specify what that is. Region 4, 81%, and region 5, 91%. But I think then where we see the significance in difference would be for in this region 3, for instance, only 41% are in the $40,000 range, but I have a higher percentage of them in the $50,000 range. And then also, like, for instance, region 5, this is, 4% of those in region 5 made in the, less than $40,000 basically. Whereas nobody in several of the other regions did. So that would probably be worth mentioning. Only less than 1% of teachers in this state made less than 40,000, but 4% of teachers in region 5. So that's showing that there is a significant difference. And then I can see that here in the p-value.